All right, we are looking at two screens right now, and you're going to either want to use your iPad as one of your screens and your laptop as the other, or you're going to want to split your screen like as I'm doing. And I've put instructions in for how to grab the list of names from your course and paste them into this spreadsheet that's on the right. Make sure that you're grabbing a clean new spreadsheet from the Canvas course. If you were here last year and you have old copies of these spreadsheets floating around, we had many different iterations as we figured out how to make this calculator work correctly. So you want to make sure it's got this VLOOKUP table on it, all four criteria, the raw score, and the final IB score. Here's how this is going to work. You're going to calculate your student scores um, per criteria, and you're going to type the score that they earned into the corresponding box, and it will automatically total those scores and calculate your final IB score based on the IB grading boundaries. Now, caveat, this will only work if you have given IB scores for all four criteria. They don't have to all four be summative. If you don't have any data at all to put in a score for one of the four criteria, you are going to use this spreadsheet. I think this is the two criteria. So if you only gave scores on two of the four criteria, I have linked the two criteria final score spreadsheet, and there's also a three criteria sheet. So only use this four criteria sheet if you've got some, again, does not have to be summative, but some data that you can enter for each of the four categories. And it'll total up your final IB score. So what am I looking at or looking for? I'm going to scroll down to some like a chunk of students who have more useful scores. Like this is easy. I've got all zeros here. They've got a zero for criterion B. But for this student, for example, 5505, they have consistently, they missed one of these assignments. And again, this year, we're just understanding that that is happening with the pandemic and quarantines and all kinds of reasons kids are out. We're looking for any data we can to express where they are in their IB learning at the end of the semester. So if they've got three fives, this student would get a 5. 3, 4, 5, 3. I would look at the description in the IB overall quickly, just glance at it. But my gut instinct for this student is that they're at a 4. They're at the upper band of that 3-4 band, since 3 of their 4 scores are in that 3-4 band, but they've clearly pushed themselves up like to that higher level of the band half the time. So I might give that student a 4. 3, 6, 5, 4. So we see a big jump up and then sort of a steady decline in the quality of the work. This is a student I would look again at. I would look at the description of the 5. I would look at the description of the 4. But probably this is a decaying average. They're going down from a 6 to a 5 to a 4. So my instinct is that they would probably land at that 4. 4, 6, 7, 7, a nice consistent upward trend with 2 data points at the 7. So what you can hear me doing as I talk through this is I'm looking for the trend. Is it up? Is it down? Is it flat? Or is it all over the place? If it is down or all over the place, I'm looking at who's the kid, what's the work, is there an assignment I feel like because of the context of what's going on with them was them showing me what they're actually capable of and what they actually know. I may then weight that a little more heavily just because it's been such a crazy year. And we know that kids aren't able to be consistent and present and engaged at the same level every day right now. And again, you're looking for data wherever you can find it. So I may think about a class discussion we had. I may think about a practice assignment where they just really shined and were able to show me something. So you can also mentally add in, oh, right, but in that conversation or in that class discussion, they said these three things that make me realize they really do understand this concept, and you can weigh that in. So once you've got scores, oops, that I just replaced that. I didn't want to do that. Um, Once you have scores in these boxes for the 4 criteria, you're going to get a final IB score. This is the column then that you will go into Infinite Campus. And I think there's a video from our TIS folks about how to enter and post final scores for semester classes. All right, if you have questions about doing the trend analysis or kind of assigning their final IB score, whether it's for 2 criteria, 3 criteria, or all 4, absolutely hit me up. Grading day, I will be available to come sit with you, work through a few, talk through any tricky students that you're struggling with. So just let me know. Thanks.